So before we start, I would like to welcome Dr. Ismail from Cominfo and Mr. Simanjunta from Telecom Indonesia as a distinguished speakers, and Mr. Charles from Telecom Access, and Mr. Chris from APL, and Dr. Young from Kungyu Sistek, and Mr. Thomas from 5-Star. And the special thanks to our local members, FTTH Council member, who has been a great support for this event, especially for PSG, 5-Star, LinkNet, HLS, as well as Perkum Plan, FTTH Indonesia Association, and especially we thank Kartiko and Yeni from BSG for bringing actually this event together. And my thanks doesn't end before actually acknowledging the key sponsor, which is our platinum sponsor is Coding, and then Fujikura as a gold sponsor, Starlight as a gold sponsor, and YUFC as a gold sponsor, and VRV and Telemedia as a silver sponsor. So thank you all for supporting this council, and we are looking forward for a very successful event today. So I'm going to just give you a brief about what we are. These are the list of the council members. You can see that we have around 62 industry members, and this is our agenda. Like, we have been promoting the best practices, especially for how to design the best fiber network and building it in a sustainable way and operating it and making it monetized form. You can see that we have around 7 board of directors and 1 associate member, Mr. Rosafi, is there. And you can see that APAC is actually being, especially the APAC Council has been in place since 2005, and we have been closely monitoring the fiber to home deployment. And currently, if you see the numbers, we are reaching around 300 million subscribers connectivity in APAC region. And typically around 436 million are the home passes connectivity already there. As you can see, like 68% home connectivity is not a bad number, it's a great number. Of course, the take rate need to be better, and we expect that with certain content applications and more smart city application can actually create a bigger opportunity. However, you can see that the growth rate in APAC region has gone very, very high. Especially last year, you see 68% subscription has gone up. So home passes has grew by 68% there. And if you convert into smart numbers, you can see that we are actually getting home passes more than 13,000 homes per hour basis. And approximately 94 FTTH projects are actually running in APAC region at the moment. And the council has 4 different committees, especially targeting smart city and the membership, technology and regulation, and education and training. So in the smart cities, we all focus basically on the sustainable and future-proof infrastructure, which is the fiber itself as a full future-proof infrastructure. And this one we have been promoting as a bringing as an information technology utility corridor, because without that we will not able to actually support the futuristic applications as well as the smart city application and IoTs and other things. And the education training committee is ensuring that we provide the best practices training model, how to deploy actually network in the best way, how you can make the reliability, to greater level to reach the end of life much longer. And just to give you a brief, we are not only limited ourselves to fiber to the home, which is something like, okay, a fiber is going to the home or condo or through the Wi-Fi hotspots or G.fast. We are also having the full scope of fiber to the building, fiber to the curb, fiber to the node, and even hybrid fiber cable as well. And currently, you see the lot of activities happening, especially 3G and 5G area, 3G and 4G areas, especially backhauling the towers with the fiber. So fiber to antenna is there, and there are huge opportunity for taking this fiber for the 5G applications where the tower is going to be much closer, so between 200 meters and 300 meters each 5G tower will be there. So you can see that the fiber is actually coming closer to the user, and we recommend strongly that the deep fiber infrastructure is the way to move forward. And if you look at the APAC, as you know, from the market size as well as if you look at the time since the fiber to the home deployment has happened, the champions have started from Japan and Korea, but now you see Taiwan, Hong Kong, Singapore also has reached around 100% home passes there already, and Australia and New Zealand is also doing very aggressive. China is the heavyweight. You see around 320 million home passes connectivity they have already got it, and hopefully by end of this year they will get even much bigger number there too. If you look at other rising stars, Indonesia is leading in that league together with Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam, and huge opportunity we expect from India, who will also pick up very quickly, and certain initiative has been taken from the government of India as well as some private operators. They are also willing to invest in building the fiber to home infrastructure. And there are still a huge opportunity levels: Cambodia, Myanmar, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Philippines. Philippines is also growing a lot. I should mention that we are also organizing an event in May in Manila, where this is going to be a great event, and I also like to invite you guys to be there. If you see the numbers actually, typically if you see more than 90% home passes connectivity has been already achieved by 5 countries in APAC region, which are like Japan, Korea, Taiwan, Singapore, and Hong Kong. And currently, if you see those like 7 countries has more than 20%, which are like Thailand, you have Malaysia, Indonesia, Australia, New Zealand, and the Philippines is over 10%, and India is slightly picking up. So hopefully, in few years we will see significant actually numbers will be coming. However, the interesting part of this, if you see 436 million home passes around the APAC region, 320 million is coming from China itself. So they are covered. It's like more than 70% of home passes connectivity has been achieved in China itself. So that's the amazing success story in this Asia Pacific region, which is you cannot see anywhere else in any part of the world. So this is amazing. And these are the numbers you can see. That even Indonesia has around 1.7 million subscribers which are connected with the fiber, and hope the take rate would be somewhere like 25%, 30% here. However, if you see the home passes, it's a pretty good number, like 13 million home passes connectivity already there. And if you look at in this league, China is champion in this league with highest number of home passes and home subscriber. Typically 229 million are the home subscribers already there. And Japan and the Korea are the now on numbers, and second and third. But however, if you look at the take rate, the ratio could be slightly higher there. And however, we expect China is also going to take a lead in the home connect as well. And and you can see that a lot of growing opportunity is seen also in Vietnam as well as Sri Lanka and Philippines, and you can see Laos, Cambodia is also actually the market is growing. And what we see in this region, especially like near Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, and the huge growth rate are there, and the growth is very good, and we expect in few years we expect to cover 100% connectivity. And here we just give a summary about who are having more than 10 million home passes subscriptions. So you can see that in APAC region we have China, Japan, South Korea, And Indonesia is already there, home passes more than 10 million. And other countries which is below 10 million, and like Taiwan, Thailand, Taiwan, India, or even Australia, Kazakhstan, Philippines, Hong Kong. Malaysia has around 2.2 million kind of home passes, and we expect that things is going to be changed there as well very soon. And one challenge is like even Japan and Korea, you see that 100% home passes are there, but the connect rate or take rate is not that great. It's still around 60-70% are there. In China, we expect like 70% will be reached. In Australia and New Zealand, we see more dominant deployments happening, fiber to the curb or fiber to the building kind of scenario. And so latest ranking we will release in May for 2017 at Manila in our annual conference there. So we invite everybody to participate and come and take out the discussion to make your planning better initiative. Little brief about our committees. What we do and what we have done so far. So especially Technology Regulation Committee has been actually producing some white paper, case studies and guidelines for the best practices. And we have released one white paper in 2016, our annual conference in Bangkok, especially on customer premise optical connectivity solution, how you do the best way. And last year, the Fiber Council Global Alliance. We have 5 parallel councils to cover entire globe. One of them is Fiber Council America and Middle East North Africa, and we have Fiber Council Africa, and we have Latin and Asia Pacific. So we are actually having a very close engagement. And since last year we have set up that we will go for the common goal, and we will share actually the competency from each council, each other, especially if you see the smart cities, how it is getting built up, and 5G is coming up in a big way, and how we should actually do close collaborations to achieve the cooperation and providing the global beneficial scenarios there. And definition of terms for FTTH, we have already in our website, so you can go and see more detail, and that has been already by our FCGA. We have released a recent paper on 5G, especially for fiber to antenna, and how it is actually very, very important for you when you are designing and greenfield deployment applications there. So, and the Smart City Committee is working very closely, especially on what are the best way of designing the fiber optic infrastructure, and more emphasis on as a utility corridors like gas, water, electricity. The bandwidth is also is today's smart world. It's all about the utility there. And once we have the utility corridor, then we can actually build a number of services for e-government and IoTs or Internet of Things, Internet of Everything, or even 5G application, all different kind of things. And we have stretched ourselves from fiber to the home, building curve, fiber to the tower, fiber to the distribution point, and also giving a very accurate estimates about the bandwidth requirement and how much we should consider the fiber count while actually making the plan. So please go through the white paper available here, and you can find out in the corridors where we have some white paper printed, as well as you can download from the website. For Education Training Committee, we have council and use partners. So we have CAPEX, we have ETEC, as well as NTT. They are our approved training providers who actually gives you the best practice how to deploy and design the network better. And the courses covers from the fundamental of the fiber technologies and hands-on experience and the testing and commissioning process, how you follow it and ensuring that the network is deployed in the best way. and safety requirements, also the splicing and other. We are closely working with the ITU as well as TMM Forum, and on regulatory policies, we are very close with the ITU, and the RTM Forum is like a smart city infrastructure, and we have been part of some of the initiatives, especially fiber as a service and smart city metro benchmark model. We have been there. So these are some of the white paper which you can actually download from our council website, especially on fiber as a service, as well as for how we can actually build the connectivity the best way, smart cities, 5G deployment as well. And then I would like to acknowledge our council member for supporting this event. So thank you very much.